Everyone can hear me, and I will call to order at 10:59. And roll call.
You can, or I can do it too. Or, yeah, I'll do it. All right. So we've got Margot Christensen, Ed Kellerman, Matt
Here.
Broussard,
Here.
Autumn Klein,
Here.
Dennis Gallagher.
Here.
Then we have Nick Medina,
Here.
Robert Coombs,
Here.
and Jim Dawson.
Here.
And then we have a vacancy, and Tamara Burks is absent. Last names all from memory. You're very welcome.
Okay. Action items: approval of the April 30th and May 14th Tourism Advisory Committee meeting minutes. If anybody has had a chance to look at those, does anyone have any changes or comments? And we are able to approve both of those months in one motion. So if anyone has any comments on that? Do I have a motion to approve?
A motion to approve the minutes.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any further comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Okay, motion to approve both April and May minutes. Thank you. And next is the presentation and discussion on the Prescott Whiskey Trail, which we have wonderful marketing items on.
I'm going to pass around a few other items. So staff has been very busy since we saw you last June, was it? Was it May? I can't even remember. It's been too long, unfortunately. We built a digital passport called the Prescott Whiskey Trail. It features 21 bars that serve whiskey here in Prescott. Now, this is the first digital passport of its kind, and the way it works is people will go to our website and they will download the pass. They can use it as an app on their phone, or they can access it through their browser, and then they will be prompted to go to these 21 bars and essentially play a game and go visit all these bars. I'm going to give you a quick glimpse of what it looks like. So under things to do, you'll see Prescott Whiskey Trail. If I can operate a computer. Now, as most of you know, Prescott has a history of whiskey that dates back to 1874. We have, of course, world famous Whiskey Row. So it's about time we start playing up our whiskey history, and what better way to do it than having a drinking passport. Flagstaff has their brew trail, there's the winery passport, so it's about time Prescott came up and played as well. Now here's the pass itself. This is what it looks like on people's phone. It's free to sign up. They get a text, and then here are the 21 places. Now there are stops all throughout Prescott, from Cooper's to Final Score. So we are not just on Whiskey Row. They are all throughout Prescott. Now, the further off the row you get, the more points you get. Now, you saw a variety of prizes, because if people go to 4 bars, they could win a shot glass. If they go to 8 bars, they could win the rocks glass. If they do all 21 bars, they could win the flask or the whiskey stones that were passed around. Now, what's different about the Prescott Whiskey Trail is this is gamified. So we kind of had a little hiccup because all of our bars are so close together. So when we were building this, we had to come up with a way to make this pass work. It's geo-fenced, and when people walk into a bar, usually that's good enough. But because our bars are so close together, we had to add trivia to make this pass work. So this is the only gamified pass in the entire state, which actually makes it really cool because now people who are not drinking whiskey, people who are designated drivers or, interested in mocktails or, friends and family can play along too. So they'll walk into the bar, they'll answer a trivia question, and then they can play along too. So it's kind of like a game experience, it's trivia, and it's drinking whiskey. Okay? And that's kind of the Prescott Whiskey Trail in a nutshell. I personally went around, and all 21 bars are very, very excited about this. Come September, our social media crew is doing a hard launch with this campaign, and we're going to see a lot of enthusiasm for it. Any questions about how it works or what's coming down the road?
Will the Chamber of Commerce be the pickup for the gifts?
Thank you for that.
You were probably going into that, right?
Yes, I was. Yeah, the obvious question. So the way this works is when people claim their prize through the app, they're like, I want to win a shot glass. They'll be prompted to go to the visitor center to pick up their shot glass, which is going to drive visits to the Chamber of Commerce, which is what we want to. So they can only go to the Chamber of Commerce to get their prize. That's where all of the prizes live, whether it's the shot glass, the rocks glass, or the flask. The Chamber of Commerce house all the prizes. So that's a great way to kind of have a nice circle of life as well. They're at the Chamber of Commerce. They see rack cards, other things to do, and hopefully find other things to do in Prescott. Okay. Park Plaza is jumping on board, and they want to do a really huge launch party to kick this off too. And then Founding Fathers is chomping at the bit to do another party to piggyback off this. So the collaboration that is coming together because of the Prescott Whiskey Trail is huge.
Is this an ongoing promotion, like forever or as long as it lasts?
Yes, our vision is forever. Our vision on social media is to highlight one bar a month, to always be talking about Prescott Whiskey Trail. At this point, once it's built, it's easy to do. We just got to keep Robert stocked with glassware, and that's it. So our cost is pretty minimal, and we really anticipate this taking off. To tell you about the hiccup we had, we were trying to show our international travelers when they were here visiting with AOT about the Prescott Whiskey Trail, and it wasn't quite built yet because of that hiccup we had with the technology. And AOT was so excited that they were like pre-telling people about the Prescott Whiskey Trail. And I was like, oh, time out. Like, let's make sure it's perfect. And they have not stopped bugging me because they want to start telling the entire world about the Prescott Whiskey Trail. So
I would think this would be a perfect PR piece for True West magazine.
Mm-hmm. You're correct. It is the only cocktail tour in the entire state, and it's the only whiskey trail. So I anticipate it being very huge for our state. Furthermore, at AZ League of Cities and Towns, our members of council were just there. The shot glasses were the giveaway. They got rid of the shot glasses in 40 minutes. They had one of the most popular tables there, and everybody was talking about it. So this is going to be really, really big.
Will you be contacting Doc's Barbecue and Whiskey, the owners of the old Cold Barbecue? That's the name of the new business, and they plan to open probably by October.
I hadn't thought about it, but I will look into that.
Since part of the name is whiskey.
I will look into that.
The owner is also Fat Frog.
Very cool. Thank you.
Are
Also,
there
do
any
you-
plans to monetize this in any way?
So that's the tricky part, is being the Office of Tourism is we really can't collect any money for it. we really just want the bars to benefit, and we really want to just push people into the bars. So people like Park Plaza who want to do a launch party, I'm like, go ahead. How can we support you, please? Founding Fathers, absolutely same thing. So it's more about us just giving us the tools and the awareness and the social media and providing the platform for them. If there's a lane in the future where we can sell merch, absolutely. We just haven't built that opportunity yet.
Do you have plans to do like any posters that like we as bar owners can put up and, you know, sign up here?
Absolutely. Posters are coming. The next step I'm giving all the bar owners is a digital media kit. So that'll come within the next week or so. Thank you for asking.
Question. You have 21 bars. How do you distinguish a bar like Matt's Saloon from a restaurant that also has a bar? And who qualifies, who does not qualify?
That's a great question. It's their classification basically on Google. So if they primarily serve food, they are listed as a restaurant first, and then it's like restaurant plus bar. So if they're a restaurant plus bar, they're not listed here. So most of the restaurants here, or I'm sorry, most of the bars here don't serve food, or if they do, it's like kind of an afterthought. The Palace and Whiskey River Tavern serve food. Final Score serves food, but they're more of a bar. So let's see. And then Park Plaza also serves food, but again, they've got the biggest liquor section in the area, so they're listed there.
I'm sorry, one other question. So with the wine trail, every location is unique in terms of its serving. How is this going to differentiate from everyone just going and ordering a Jack and Coke at all locations? Like, what are we trying to do with this in terms of marketing and making it as an engagement tool for tourists? Like, are they doing specials, or are they doing a special cocktail at each location, or what? How are we going to pitch this so that we engage customers other than just getting a free shot glass?
Their goal is to go in and order whiskey. There's a couple of the specific locations that have specialty whiskeys. So the Palace, the Birdcage, I'm blanking right now, Jersey Lilies, and Granite Mountain Distillery, they have specialty things listed. So it says like, order this signature barrel, order this specific thing. So while we can't really enforce that, it is suggested. And yeah, people could absolutely just walk in the bar, answer the trivia question, and get a shot glass. There will always be people who can abuse the system. The shot glasses are less than $1. So even if there are people who are abusing the system and just walking in and just playing the game, that's not really a loss for us either. The bars are still getting exposure. We're still getting people who are spending their time doing this initiative. So I'll still take that as a win. It's not easy. I was totally exhausted trying to do this in 5 hours, just going around to the 21 locations. And there's time blocks between each one, so you can't do it any faster than 7 hours. We have designed it that way to keep it safe, so people can't just go in, order a shot, and then pound and keep going to the next locations too. So hopefully people are playing it right and playing it smart and are trying to enjoy themselves. Yes, Jim?
So I get the idea. We're a tourism thing. How are we linking this idea to bringing visitors to the community? Can you explain the marketing effort that will be associated with it?
Absolutely. It's a tourism attraction that doesn't really cost us anything. So leveraging what Flagstaff is doing with their brew trail, leveraging what Cottonwood and the Verde Valley is doing with their wine trail, we're trying to unify assets we have by getting people talking. I can't tell you how many people are like, Prescott does not have a nightlife. Prescott's dead after 10 p.m. Prescott does not have a bar scene. I know Matt laughs. We do. We're trying to rebrand ourselves a little bit. We're trying to attract a younger crowd. I think a lot of people will be shocked to know that we have 21 bars. I think a lot of people will be shocked to know that we have a whiskey trail. Would you agree with that? Do you want to speak to that as well?
I think this is awesome, and I'm really glad you put this together. I think it'll be really cool.
Okay. And it's also just a hope, too. The whole Bandwango passport to create activities like this is $12,000 for our destination. So creating this one pass is one thing we can do. Now we can create an interactive history hunt. Now we can create, Arlie came up with an idea for a coffee passport. So there's all these little ways that we can use technology to like get people out and try new things, and getting people to visit new locations, to get people out. And I've lived here a very, very long time. And I was like, I hate to pick on certain locations, but I haven't been to 4 of those bars for a very long time. And I had the best time. I didn't know one of them served darts on Monday. And I was like, I absolutely need to come back. I didn't know how much fun this was. One of them had remodeled, and I was hesitant to put them on this list because I was like, ooh, last time I was here, it was not a nice place. And then they remodeled. And I'm like, I would totally come back here. So it was an educational lesson for me as a longtime local of like, oh, I need to do a better job of exploring my own hometown. But that was just my personal experience too. So
It will create lots of excitement at the visitor center alone when folks come in, because I plan on having a display set up of all the goodies and the rack card beside it. So when they come in, it's something for our visitors to check out and to come back for too. So it's a win-win for us. I think it's a win-win for the community.
I hope so too. And the thought was with the shot glass, if they do 4 bars, you can do that in a weekend. If you do 8 bars, you can do that over 2 weekends. And if there's some dedicated people who want to do all 21 bars, you've got 3 months to do it. So hopefully we're encouraging some repeat visits. You can do it all in a day if you really want to, but those are some really dedicated people. Or again, that's like a 2-day stretch. I thought about the pub crawl. 7 hours. You guys start that pretty early. That also works for this too. So there's a lot of ways that this supports. The pub crawl supports alcohol, supports nightlife. Yeah.
If someone comes into town and they do like 4 of these, and then they don't have time to finish the rest, and then they come back a month later and do 4 more, like, does it accumulate over time? It doesn't go away?
3 months. So it'll accumulate for 3 months, and then they have to download and try again.
So there's National Restaurant Week, and I think there's National Beer Week. I don't drink whiskey. I've never had any whiskey. So I don't know, is there such thing as a National Whiskey Week that we can participate in some way? I don't know. Yeah, I mean, we could make that up. Yeah.
I believe there is. I'd have to check on that too. But I'm glad you mentioned Restaurant Week to circle back to Bandwango. We would use the platform we purchased to do Restaurant Week. So that $12,000 I mentioned, if we get to the point where we can hopefully host Restaurant Week, that same $12,000 that built the Prescott Whiskey Trail would also host Restaurant Week. So that $12,000 can be stretched and can do so many cool things for this destination. This is just one small taste of what's possible with this app. All right, any other questions on that?
Any more?
Can we put this on our website too? Just
Yes.
like your website?
Please, anyone, you're welcome to extend the message, and however you want to share it, we'd be happy with that. Thank you all so much. We're very excited.
Thank you. Moving on to number C, this is going to be refreshed marketing materials for Experience Prescott.
Me again. All right. For those of you who have been around for a long time, we've had Heart and Soul primarily with economic development, but this is I don't have anything on the screen to show you. Sorry about that. Maybe I'll pull up their. Let me go back. I just saw it. There we go. I found it. So Heart and Soul has been our company since 2021. They were hired for economic development right before I started, which is very, very cool. They've worked with John and Ann for a long time, and they've done 2 economic development campaigns now. And then they were hired by the state of Arizona, and they had a cooperative contract. And what that means for cities like us is we were able to leverage that cooperative contract, and then we were able to expand their offerings to the Office of Tourism. So we got to use them for all of the digital marketing that we're going to do for tourism this year, and we're going to use them for economic development because we're like, there's a lot of synergy here. We use the same colors, we use the same marketing, we use a lot of the same messaging. So they did a campaign refresh for tourism. They're doing a campaign refresh for economic development. And the last page of your agenda packet is the very first glimpse of what you're going to see all the advertising look like for FY26. And if you think of the name Prescott Bold, that really is going to be the campaign name for both topics. So let me just read this manifesto for you. Prescott isn't for the passive. It's for the restless, the bold, the ones craving something more. Born of pioneers and built for adventure, this town still rewards the daring. Whether you're scaling granite, blazing trails, chasing sunsets, or carving your own path through life, our legacy isn't trapped behind glass, it's alive. It's in every Whiskey Row saloon, in the kicked up dust of the world's oldest rodeo, on every switchback and summit trail. It pushes you to go further, to dig deeper, to make your mark. Prescott doesn't just invite you to explore, it dares you to live boldly, to ride fast, roam free, and to set your own standard. Prescott, the bold standard. So the visual style is going to be lots of free frames, mid-motion, peak, like mid-emotion stuff, lots of from your own perspective. And they've got some pictures of the campaign style. and you can see some of the ad concepts there. So we are very, very happy with the creative direction. Arlie's already taken some of these designs and applied them to all the internal ads that we're doing. And then they sent us the economic development spin on the same campaign yesterday, and it's just as beautiful. So now we're going to have synergy between both departments, and that's amazing because essentially every ad dollar will stretch a little further and every image will look similar. So anytime an ad mentioning Prescott, it's going to be advertised in a cohesive way. So that's what I have for you on that agenda item. Any questions? Yay! Okay, good. Love when it hits the mark. Yes. I love when it represents Prescott. There's some other headlines they liked there. I'll just keep reading to you. It's about celebrating boldness as a mindset and a way of life, rooted in Prescott's adventurous spirit, Western heritage, and modern momentum. Supporting headlines that are intentionally bold, direct, and action-oriented. They speak in a language of doers and dreamers, people who climb, ride, build, explore, and make their mark. Some headlines could be bold adventure, bold experiences, bold activities, Prescott bold. Ride it, hike it, do it boldly. Cheers to the bold. Go bold or go home. Set your sights high, then go higher. For those who never settle. 100+ years, still untamed. So, very, very exciting stuff.
Question?
Yes.
So it's good, very good. I'm assuming these are just concept. Where are you in terms of translating that into actual marketing materials, advertising, websites, all that? When and how does this get transferred where you need body copy, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera?
We're still in phase 1. So the color palette is the same as it's always been. So our website's not going to change too much. The Prescott business website might change a little bit more because these colors are going to be pulled more over to economic development. As far as advertising goes, they're going to be more on the digital side and the print side. So a lot of our advertising is still that 90 miles and out stretch. Arlie has designed 2 so far for Grand Canyon Journal and Arizona Drive Guide that just went out this week. And they're very similar to this theme. And then everything else that comes across our desk, they'll match this theme in color, style, and font and wording.
I would just suggest that before the 100 years plus goes to print or something, should either be 150 years plus or the actual number, probably 161 years plus.
Thank you for catching that. Love having historians in the room. I appreciate it.
It's great though.
In September, we will be shooting new content. So probably maybe not for our October meeting, but maybe for our November holiday meeting, we'll be showing you what comes from all of that. A very short and quick meeting. That's all I have for you guys. We can move on to staff updates and community updates.
Okay, and I do not have the staff announcement list in front of me like I usually do. From memory, usually John Heine starts, which obviously he's not here. So do we have a community update of some sort?
We don't at this time. I know they're pausing on hiring the economic development manager, and then they are still making way with the public engagement manager. They had an amazing turnout with that. So hopefully we'll have an update with that at the next meeting, which is only 2 weeks away, by the way. And then let's see, we all went to GCOT and had a fabulous time, great turnout this year. I also went to ESTO, the U.S. Travel Conference, which was in Phoenix this year, thankfully, and learned a lot. Travel trends are really changing, and everyone's embracing AI. There was some interesting concepts about unique combinations and trying to take what you have and leverage it in different ways. My favorite combination is they took beer and golf and found a way to leverage it in Phoenix. Is anyone familiar with Bad Birdie? I wasn't either. I'm not a golfer. I don't drink beer either, so I was not the target audience there. But Bad Birdie was trendy golf attire, and they basically had taken pastel apparel and really kind of unique younger demographic apparel for golf, and they took the same print and they put it on a beer can, and then they leveraged it for waste management, and they did very, very well. They timed the marketing with maybe 4 weeks before Waste Management opened, and they opened it with 4 peaks, and they put it in the hands of influencers, and it was just a really good marketing lesson of knowing your timing and knowing your market. And it's the #1 selling beer in all of Arizona. And I was like, oh, I would have never thought to put all of those together. And they invented a new beer just to make it work, because apparently golfers drink lighter beer on the course, and they had to come up with a beer to make this work. So I took a lot away from Esto. As you guys know, every time I travel, I bring back new ideas that usually cost our destination money, and then we come up with fabulous campaigns afterwards. But give me a month and we'll have something great to bring together. That's it for me.
How about Arizona cities and towns? I know that John was there last week. How did that go?
Yes, thank you for that. So John was there. So it is a council initiative. He was there supporting council and our city leadership. And Connie and Kintelme and Louis Fruworth was there, and he sent us all pictures. It was very, very busy. They took our shot glasses for Prescott Whiskey Trail. They had the busiest booth. They were out of over 600 shot glasses in 40 minutes. The men who were dressed as cowboys from Wickenburg came over and posed with their shot glasses. They thought it was so cute. So we anticipate, again, this will be a huge hit if our city leadership and politicians from around the state thought the shot glasses were so cool. And as far as the conference goes, I don't have any other updates other than they loved our booth. Yes, thank you.
Okay, so since I don't have the exact list, how about airport update next? Would that be okay? Would you like to introduce yourself?
Good morning. My name is John Keebrook. I'm with the Prescott Regional Airport. Typically, Rick Ryder or Christina Stapleton would be here. So you got the third guy, but it's not the worst, I can guarantee you. Just to go over employments, this will take us from the beginning of the year to the end of July. This year we've had 14,324 employments. It's up a little over 200 from last year. They were around 14,100. So we are keeping pace and doing some increasing. Currently, if you're not aware of it, we have 2 flights. We go to Denver and LA. The Denver flight leaves right now it's leaving at 8:40 in the morning, 8:45 in the morning, and the LA flight leaves at 5:38. The Denver flight with that time, has historically been a lot more full than our LA flight. But however, we have some good news to let you know. Rick Kreider, our director Rick Kreider, and Christina Stapleton went to SkyWest's corporate office in St. George, Utah, and we're looking to get another frequency and to help develop that relationship to, in the future, add on another flight. So starting October 26th, we'll have another frequency going to Denver. So what does that do? Our Denver flight, and typically in the fall, our Denver flights always leave a little bit later, but our Denver flight now will be, the first one will be at 9 o'clock in the morning. The LA flight moves from 5:30 in the evening to 11:20 in the morning. That'll be huge for us, because what's happening is the LA flight is hard to get a connecting flight when you get there later in the evening. So the LA flight should start getting more and more employments. Then the last flight of the day will be Denver again, and that'll be 4:45. So if we have business people going back and forth to Denver, we can now accommodate that. The beauty is with the employments, we should be, last year we had a total of 25,308 employments. We're hoping to get something closer to 26, and then in the future, keep expanding that. We are looking for additional destinations at Wells, but we will see how all that works. And I think our relationship with SkyWest is getting stronger, and I think we're going to see a lot of good things happening. So with that, I'm just going to give you a quick update on some other things that are happening at the airport. If you haven't seen some of the city council meetings and that, over the last 3 months, we will be receiving over $6,500,000 in federal grants. A lot of that is for maintenance on the airfield, but we're going to be doing some hangar development, which typically a lot of federal grants, you can't do things that are revenue generating, but some of the old bill and IGA grants are still there, and they are revenue generating. So we're looking to build corporate or executive style hangars as well, so that'll help bring additional people here to the airport. Another tenant improvement last year, Cutter Aviation, they are our FBO. Give you an idea, an FBO is like our concierge service at the airport. They expanded last year their ramp. They more than doubled the size of their ramp. They're looking to expand some hangar space. They have increased business as well, and a lot of that comes with corporate jets and bigger aircraft, which finds people spending money and coming downtown to Prescott. So some exciting things happening with that. And then the final news with grants, we were awarded from the state of Arizona $3.5 million. That was to expand a shared use ramp with the U.S. Forest Service, but it also has economic development. And that area is right across the street from FedEx, right at the end of Melville Road. We have a triangle piece. It's kind of part of that whole W parcel that was purchased years ago. But anyway, we're looking at some future development there. So a lot of exciting things on the development end. So they'll keep myself quite busy because I'm right in the middle of all that. A couple other neat things that are happening. I'll pass these out real quick to everybody. I don't have enough for everybody, but I've got a few of these. Saturday, October 6th, we're going to start our doing an air fest. This is not an air show. This is a static display. We'll be closing down a portion of the crosswind runway, and we'll have a static display of aircraft. We'll also include some flyovers from Luke Air Force and some other fun events. So we're looking forward to that, to reintroduce that. We've taken a kind of a halt on the Air Fest in the last few years. We're going to get that going again. The other thing to keep in mind, next year, Prescott Regional Airport will be 100 years old. It was started back in July 4th, 1926. So to help celebrate that, we want to, again, expand our Air Fest. But the other thing that we're doing is the airport, we're part of the Arizona Airports Association. They call it AZA. There are 67 airports in Arizona that are all part of this organization. We will be having the spring conference here in Prescott. Last year, the conference was in Show Low. They had a record-breaking attendance of 150 people. This year, for this one, we want to do the same, except we want to start inviting spouses, something that they've never done before. So if we're doing that, it's usually a 2-day conference, but it's a 4-day event. It starts on a Saturday and ends on a Wednesday, Tuesday night. Wednesday is always a tour of the airport. So the Saturday or the weekend events, I'm looking at the whiskey walk. Part of that will be incorporated into our into that event as well. And so we're trying to piggyback on a lot of the things that we're doing here. So a lot of neat things happening with the airport, and we'll keep you tuned in to all the rest of it as it goes on. But a lot of goodness coming out there, and I'm hoping in the next year and that we should have some even more exciting news about our flights.
Thank you, John. I have a question. When I found out about the new Denver flight, I did some shops, and I was only able to go out through January 6th, and that's as far as it would let me shop the flight. Is it a permanent flight or a temporary flight?
It is a permanent flight, and they are. United is working on the website. They're only going so far out, and then they'll keep increasing it. So you may have trouble if you're looking for something in the mid-spring. So just keep trying, though.
Yeah.
And they are working on that website.
Yeah, I was just doing the research, just seeing how far out I could see in the reservation system on United.com, but that's as far as I could go at this point.
Yeah, that is still a work in progress as they
Yeah.
go on. But we wanted to get at least to the end of the year tied up.
And then, Christina, do you think it would make sense to include some visual on airport, something bold, airport, airline experience or something like that? Would that make sense maybe to think about that?
We can certainly do that. I know that was the deputy city manager's direction, is incorporating this campaign across all departments. So I'll make sure that's mentioned.
Yeah, and we're also working with Christina too, as for the airports, Arizona Airports Association, we have a fall conference and a spring conference. The fall conference is small, and spring is a lot bigger. We're doing a kind of a trailer for the fall conference to announce it. They haven't publicly announced it yet, but everybody kind of knows that it's coming to Prescott. So we're working with Christina on that as well, and maybe some of those same things we can incorporate in that as well.
Our goal is to start doing sizzle reels that incorporate all of the same videography that we use in the anthem video. That way, when we do announce conferences, the videography is the same no matter what. So this will be our first test with that, but hopefully when conferences do announce, it is something standard practice that DMOs do offer, is this conference coming to Prescott, and it kind of overlays the tourism anthem video and all of the things that make Prescott look great. So stay tuned.
Thank you.
Okay, do we want to go with Ryan next? Are you ready?
Sure.
Okay.
All right. Good afternoon, everybody. It's good to see everybody again. Go Chiefs. All right. So I got a couple updates as far as sports go, and some film news for you guys as well. Just an update on what we've been doing through the summer. We've conducted 18 tournaments, hosted 18 tournaments already in the city. We've got 2 more scheduled for the year. They've gone great. We had one that had about 77 teams in it, so they brought a lot of people to town. A lot of work for our guys, but they did a great job making sure that tournament went great. We've had other ones that have been a little bit smaller, some in the 50 to 60 team range, so it's been a pretty good summer so far for sports. We're looking to bring in a new tournament next year. I had a meeting with a gentleman named DJ Carrasco. I don't know if you guys know who he is. He was a Major League Baseball pitcher for 9 seasons. They started the first ever Native Nations baseball tournament this past summer in July at Salt River in Scottsdale. It's the first time a tournament's been run for Native youth only. Got a lot of coverage. Fox covered it, ABC 15 covered it, CNBC covered it. And a cool thing they did, they partnered with Babe Ruth Baseball. The winner of that tournament got to go play in the Babe Ruth World Series. And it was the first time a Native team comprised completely of Native youth got to play in a Babe Ruth World Series. So he's trying to build this thing. We have a date set for next June to bring in that tournament. So we're really excited about that. He's really excited to get this going. And it's something new for Prescott. And with us having, the Yavapai tribe here and everything, I think it's a great thing for our community. So hopefully that'll be great. Other than that, we're just doing our adult sports. The film office, Sam gave me some updates, so I'll update you on that. She said she's had 16 film projects permitted this year already. There's going to be more to come. She says the Prescott spend from these productions is about $383,000 so far, up from $317,000 last year, and she expects that number to keep growing as well. She's trying to do some exciting projects and community events. I really can't comment on right now, but stay tuned for that. But yeah, that's pretty much everything that I've got to report on today. If you guys have any questions, I'd be happy to try to answer them for you. Good.
Any questions? Okay.
Good.
Thank you, Ryan. Okay, Mike is next.
Hey, everybody. Since our last meeting, was able to get over 110 new calls and emails, 48 new organic meetings, 42 new leads for potential events, 19 new RFPs sent, and 5 booked events. Let's see, we have, I know Christina touched on it, our AOT-sponsored FAM tour. We're here at the end of July with international reps from all over the world. It was great success downtown and e-bike trails, and it was a lot of fun for our team to be a part of that. With our police chief, we're going to be hosting our 4th annual FBI Christmas Gala party. It's growing exponentially. It's going to be over 50 rooms come this December. It's going to keep growing. So it's going to be over 110 people by next year. So with the chief's help, it's really putting Prescott on the map for that. I know John touched on it, but we're going to be hosting some SkyWest execs in December at our hotels. I'm just going to be meeting with city leaders, business partners to discuss new routes. We're going to be hosting a dinner with them. They're going to take part in Acronite, so looking forward to that. We've booked our 2nd annual USA Volleyball Prescott Shootout. The first one was hosted this past March. It was a great success for about over 300 rooms. We already booked for next year. It's going to be double the size, over 675 rooms. So looking forward to that. We also are going to host the Western Writers of America annual conference in June of 28. And that's going to be one of the biggest events that, our team is helping out with. It's going to be over 1,400 rooms. So, it's probably going to be at the resort, but there's going to be so many breakout sessions downtown involving all restaurants and other businesses. So really looking forward to that. Of course, with, the help of Stuart at Charlotte Hall. So we are working to secure, this past, the first week of August, we had our Arizona Tech Council CEO Leadership, which is a 2-day event. It was hosted at Hassayampa. It's like 99% sure we're bringing that back for next year. We're going to expand it from 2 days to 3 days. And instead of just having an optional tour of all our tech businesses and locations here in town, we're going to involve a whole half a day. And we're going to get all, our businesses, colleges involved on the tech side to really, show what Prescott, has to offer. So looking forward to that. We had our Arizona Constable Association come in recent weeks, and we're in the process of booking them again for 26. Same with AAED, Arizona Association of Economic Development. They're coming back again in October, and we're already looking to, try and bring them back. So a theme I'm really trying to work on is, bringing back and getting contracted, these events year after year, And we're also in the final stages of hopefully getting MPI EduCon coming in 27 at the resort, Meeting Professionals International for 170 plus rooms. Barb at the resort and her staff are really working hard to bring that here. It's all the industry event planning. So really hoping we can secure that. So bed tax full year 2025. Collections were down year over year, 3.7%, or about 60,000 less than FY24. However, the final bed tax collection was just under 1,565,000, which was about 65,000 above fiscal year 25 budget amount. So small win there. with the predicted slowdown of international visitors in the coming year, hotel occupancy off about 2.3%, average daily rate off about 2.5, and revenue available for available rooms down almost 5% year over year, we can expect continued headwind for the coming fiscal year. Now I know our team's going to work as hard as we can and get creative and finding new ways to attract more business here. I'm going to get out in the field a lot more, especially down in the valley, up in Flagstaff. So I know with your guys' help and our team, we can make it happen and continue to work hard. I do have from AOT a 2024 Arizona North Central region tourism impact and insights. I got some numbers for you guys, and I have copies for you guys too. I'll give to you. So the North Central region is Yavapai and Gila counties. Overnight visitors in 23 and 24, it was both right about 7.5 million. The change was plus 0.1%, so it was about flat there. Visitor spending was 1.76 billion in 23. In 24 it was 1.77 billion, so a change of 0.4%. Tax revenue generated both 153 million for both years, so it's flat there. Jobs supported 13,100 for the year of 2023 and 12,800, so a decrease of 3% there. So just wanted to share that, and I'll give you guys that one sheeter for you. So that's all I have.
Thank you, Mike. And speaking to kind of tourism, government is being defunded quite a bit. And so our cancellations at Spring Hill Suites and Residence Inn are coming from the government sector. We had 30 rooms cancel this week for, I think, 3 or 4 nights, and that just happened 2 weeks ago. So all the government cancellations are really hard to recover from, and there's nothing we can do about it. Government, they don't sign contracts, they don't pay deposits, they don't give us a credit card, they book, and then they cancel, just like that. So that's what's been happening the last probably few months. So it's been pretty difficult. And I would imagine other hotels are experiencing the same thing. So that's what we're up against right now. So until things stabilize on the federal level, that's just what we're looking at.
Thanks, Margo. Thank you, guys.
Okay, Arlie, do you have anything?
Yeah, I've got all of our July website and social media analytics for you guys. So gonna throw some numbers at you. So starting with our website, the number of active users in July was 14,000. Our event count, we had 195.2 thousand conversions. New users are coming from 13,000 are organic search, 2.5 thousand are direct, and 1.9 thousand are referral. Our top campaigns are through Google Ads, the City of Prescott website, our AOT Co-op, and Sparklight Advertising. Users by country, our top country is Canada with 74 users in July, the UK with 47, and India with 35. And then our top web page of the month, as always, is our upcoming events page with about 4.5 thousand views. And then diving into our social media analytics, numbers are up across the board. We finally made the jump into the 13s. So we're at 13.3 thousand followers on Instagram, which was up almost 500 from the previous month. And our total post views are at 265.8 thousand. Up 8.8 thousand from the previous month. Our top post being a Watson Lake feature with 1.7 thousand reach. And our top reel was the spiritual coffee feature. And our social media team has told us multiple times since that feature that it was such a success. So many people had no idea about Spiritual Being, have said they're going to go since then. So it was a great collaboration with that business. I think it really helped drive traffic to them and then help bring people to our page as well. Facebook, we had 1.5 thousand new followers and a total of 952,000 views. YouTube Shorts, 51.5 thousand impressions and a total watch time of 89.4 hours. Pinterest, we're looking at 3.7 thousand total impressions and a total audience of 2.5 thousand. And that has been growing because our teams decided to link our Instagram and Pinterest together. So every time we post on Instagram, it's posting on Pinterest as well. And then they're also making content for Pinterest specifically. So our Pinterest is kind of doubling down, and it's proven to be really beneficial. Through individual highlights and compilation posts, we've featured 15 businesses this past month. And yeah, as I said, we finally made the jump into the 13s for the Instagram followers. We're over 13,000 now, and Facebook saw a significant boost. So numbers are up, and yeah, doing good. Any questions?
You mentioned top countries, and maybe I missed it. Did you also mention top feeder cities? Do you know what that is?
No, I just have the countries for you today.
Okay.
But that's
We can get that next
yeah, we can get that for you.
Maybe for next month.
Yeah.
You know, I'd be interested in particularly Denver and LA, obviously. I mean, those are our airport feeder cities. But anything from Texas or anywhere else might be interesting to kind of see that.
Definitely, yeah, I can give those numbers to you next month.
I have a question. Not only your report, which was excellent, but the previous reports. Could we have, in the quantitative reporting, hard copies of that, either digitally transmitted, either pre or post the meeting? I imagine it might be easier to do it post-meeting because you're assembling data beforehand. But if that would help, I think, sticking that's a lot of numbers, and it's hard to remember all that.
Yes, post-meeting, we can do that for you.
Okay, the other question I have, it's not directed to you directly, but it's related to your report. At our next meeting, could we see a trend analysis of Canadian visitors? There's been a lot of discussion about Canadian tourists dropping off nationally. And that's an important market for us. Could we see something that's a trend analysis, maybe from 22, 23, 24, 25 to current, as it relates both to visitation and on the marketing side of things? Charlie's report there.
Absolutely. I know AOT is tracking this specifically, so I'll see what I can pull from them. I don't know what we have in-house, but I'll get you something by the September meeting.
Okay, thank you guys.
Okay. Thank you, Arlie. Okay. Any other staff reports?
I missed in my report all contracts and grants. I think we were up to 35 have been approved. So we're through the budget process, we're through the grant process, we're through the contract process. So now we're back to business as usual here in the Office of Tourism. September 10th, 2 weeks from today, is our next TAC meeting, and we're going to have not one but two special guests. Heather Herman is coming to visit us, and Christy, our new Rec Services Director, is making an appearance. So we'll get to hear a little introduction from her. Not that Ryan's not delightful, but he'll be here as well. And last but not least, we all love really good content. This press release went out today. And as you remember, this is the Rough Rider. It's Prescott's newest bike race. So we have the Whiskey Off-Road in the spring, which is a top-tier mountain bike race. And now we have the Rough Rider, which is a 3-day gravel bike race in the fall. So Prescott is on its way to being a top-tier cycling destination. And we are very, very excited to have what looks like 2 world-class events. So thank you all for your time today. We will see you in September.
Well, should we do committee member updates
Yes.
really quick?
Yes, thank you.
Like everybody gets, 2 minutes or something like that. So, Autumn, do you want to start?
My daughter started college yesterday at NAU.
I don't think I really have anything. It was a good summer.
Well, you didn't use your 2 minutes, but that's okay.
And congratulations on that, by the way. But real quick about Summer Concert Series. Tomorrow night is the last Summer Concert Series, and it's been a really successful summer and lots of good crowds and no cancellations, surprisingly.
If you won't say anything, I will. Matt's engaged.
What?
That's news worth sharing. Thank you.
The FIPA Museum, a lot coming up this fall. Right now, we have exhibit-wise, we're in collaboration with the Arizona Cowboy Poets. Legends in Print will be up just until August 31st, this Sunday. So if you haven't seen it, you want to come out and see that. Hold Your Horses is up right now through September 28th. A lot of great artwork there. There's an online catalog, too. If you can't get out to see us, there's artwork for purchase there. Bold Brush is coming. That's a tribute to Gretchen Lopez, a local artist who passed away in January, but we'll be presenting Bold Brush, The Artful Life of Gretchen Lopez, September 6th through November 30th. Click, our fine art art show is coming up for photography October 11th through January 11th. There's an open reception on Friday, October 10th. Joe Webster will be coming out and do a special presentation on photography as art on November 1st. The Fall Gathering is coming, our annual barbecue. It's coming up on September 20th. Obviously a great barbecue. We have raffle. There'll be entertainment with Danny Romero and his band, and then we do an induction ceremony for the Arizona Rancher and Cowboy Hall of Fame. And this year we're inducting Nell Sweeten Cooper of the Cooper Ranch. So if you want to see that, get your tickets now for that. Sketching workshop coming up with Steve Atkinson in November, one in October for plein air painting with Bill Kramer, both award-winning artists, excellent. And this Saturday we have John Mack doing a presentation on uncovering the forgotten history of horses in Arizona. And last but not least, the Arizona Studio Tour is coming up, the Prescott Studio Tour, October 3rd, 4th, and 5th. We'll be participating this year. The FIPPIN will have 7 artists out there displaying their artwork. So get out and see some art. There's a lot to see. So
Definitely. Okay, thank you, Ed. Okay, why don't I go to Jim, and then we'll come this way.
Do I have to push and hold?
You do.
Okay. So just FYI, Arizona Highways, if you're not familiar, a feature story on our store on Cortez. So if you have that or want that, this is our copy. 2, Matt, I was going to tell you congratulations, and it was going to be the engagement of the year. And then Travis and Taylor had to mess it all up. Sorry. Third, nothing could be more appropriate. I was trying to figure out how this would work. But as a resident tourist, and I talk about whiskey, I had 3 21-year-old grandkids come a couple weeks ago. One's 23. We called it 21 and Fun. And it included, besides a bunch of other stuff, a night on Whiskey Row. I had my first ever tequila shot at Matt's. $10, by the way, buddy. You can pass that around just to prove I have evidence. Robert? I have evidence. Matt's Saloon was a blast. It was really great. The music was great. The people were great. It was fun. Jersey Lily was an older crowd, a little quieter. And I was disappointed with Birdcage. Just didn't seem to have the vibe. So in our market research testing, Matt Saloon won, hands down. We dropped them off at 11. I have no idea what happened after that because we Ubered home. So perfect timing. End of report.
Thank you, Jim. Robert?
Good morning, everyone. I have an update from John Heine this morning from Sherry Heine. He's doing very well. He's being a very good patient. Sherry's very busy trying to keep him still from his procedure, but he's doing really well and recovering really fast. And congratulations, Matt. That's pretty exciting. Big banners downtown, I would imagine. Maybe I should put that on the events page. Could be kind of fun. We have the Labor Day show, Prescott Labor Day show this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Come on down. It's only a 2-day show. We changed it from the 3-day show so we could have a day off. We're planning Arizona's Christmas City events as we speak. We have been. Everything's going pretty well on that too. As far as the Visitor Center and the Chamber of Commerce, we're working with the Forest Service right now trying to get some passes available at the Visitor Information Center. Hopefully we'll be able to do that with the city ones too once we get this going. And as you know, we're managing the Chino Valley Chamber of Commerce and Visitor Center at the same time as we're doing ours. So we're pretty busy. We're going to try to take that same program once we get ours going from the Forest Service over to there, since there's lots of trails and things, people to do there too as well. So that's an update from the Chamber of Commerce.
Okay, thank you, Robert. And Nick?
Let's see, we've got a lot going on this weekend at the Grand Highland. We actually have 3 events. We have on Friday, we have the Soulful Sunset Singers Karaoke and Summer Night Market. And then on Saturday, we've got the Led Zeppelin Experience. Band from Phoenix is coming up here and doing, it's a tribute band to Led Zeppelin. And then on Sunday, we have the Sunday Market. So yeah, lots going on at the Grand Highland Courtyard. Yeah. Oh, and then I'm sorry, and then we just announced our 2nd annual New Year's Eve black tie event. More to come on that, hopefully in the next couple weeks.
Great, thank you. And Dennis, you had an accident recently. Do you want to talk about that at all, or no?
I just had a fall.
I just had a fall off of a 16-hand horse on Whiskey Row on asphalt. So I was flown to Phoenix to the trauma center, and everything's cleared up except my ribs are still really sore. About 6 ribs broken or cracked or whatever. So anyway,
no more horseback riding for you for a while.
That's what
right?
I've been told.
Okay.
Yeah. We were doing a promotion video for the center. We're going to have a number of probably 7 sites around Prescott and Yavapai County that's going to be involved in this shoot. But I kind of messed up our shoot. Anyway. We got a lot of exciting things going on. First, we had an opportunity to lease more space in the Sam Hill Historic Building, Sam Hill Hardware Building. And so we're picking up the space that used to be board and brush on the back alley, or Whiskey Row back alley. And so we're going to be moving some things out of the center over to that location. And then that'll allow us to have more exhibit space, which is great. So the new space is going to be conference room, meeting room, office, and storage. So we've got a lot of construction going on right now. And then I want to mention that our collaboration with Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University on a bunch of technology projects has been underway for a while. And the first project, Green Screen Technologies, almost completed. We'll probably show that off at our Boots in the Row, on the Row event that I'll talk about in a second, September 27th. Also, there's going to be a lot of other technology projects over the next few years that we're going to be working with them on. Interactive touchscreen, augmented reality, hopefully some things beyond that. So that's fun. They'll probably do a press release with us in late September. The next one is our big event coming up September 27th. And I'll pass this each way. And so it's going to be a fun event. That's actually at Nick's Place, the Grand Highland Hotel and Courtyard. And that's going to be a lot of fun. Tyler Gummersall Band, professional dancers, just live auction, silent auction, just all kinds of stuff going on. So it's also going to have a whiskey and cigar bar back there. So anyway, I think that's it for now.
Okay, thank you, Dennis. A couple just real quick things before we wrap up. Just like what Robert said, I've checked on John the last couple days and talked to Sherry yesterday, and he's been a very good patient, and she's taking real good care of him. I've offered to deliver food to their house because we're neighbors, and she said they have everything they need, and he's doing very, very well. So all of that is good. And then just want to mention, this has already been in the newspaper 10 times in the last 2 weeks on Colt Grill. Yes, we have a proposed tenant. Obviously, that landed in the newspaper. We were trying really hard to keep that confidential, but that didn't work in our favor at all. So we're proceeding forward, and hopefully we'll get that space filled. That's our goal, as fast as possible, to clean the building out, get it emptied, and get a new tenant in. So I just wanted to let you guys know that we're really working hard on getting that done. So just wanted to let you know. So that's all I have.
Thank you. One last engagement. Arlie's engaged as well.
Yay. So you're not engaged to each other, right? No,
Thank you
okay.
for clarifying. All right, we're officially done with the meeting now.
Okay, we're done. We're adjourned. Bye.